equal to the 9 minus 6. So what's the final answer? That's weird. My pen alternates in color. I'm not even doing anything. Okay. So 9 take away 6. What's the final answer for this one? It's equal to, you're just going to subtract. So what's the final answer? 3. 3. Okay, let's put that in. Submit. And there you go. Oh, where's the thing that I could erase my work? Y is equal to 3. Oh no, Anna, I'm so sorry to hear that. Yes, this is the only thing we're gonna do today, and I'm screencasting this. So, yes. Yeah, do what you have to do, honey. That's more important. I'm recording this, so just, yeah. You too, honey. Okay, regards to your fam. Okay, bye-bye. Alright, now let's move on to the next section. Okay, that's sad. Okay, so, we plug in 121. How are you guys? How's everybody in the family? I hope everything is okay. I know, this year has been terrible, huh? Okay, so y is equal to square root of 121 minus 4. Alright, so what's the square root of 121? What is the square root of 121? Anybody? Well, you can use a calculator for that if you don't know it. 11, Emily, right? Okay, so y is equal to 11. Take away 4. You should just leave your audio on. Alright. Okay, so 11 minus 4 is 7. So let's type that in. Are you getting this one? Am I going too fast for you? Because you're not giving me feedback. You're not asking questions either. Alright, so let's submit our answer. There you go. Alright, y is equal to 7. Are you getting it? Okay, next section. Alright, can you try this one? You have to subtract first before you get the square root. So y is equal to square root of 95 minus 31. So you subtract first the numbers before you get the square root. Can you tell me what the final answer is? 8. Do you guys agree? 8, because 95 minus 31, that's 64, right? Very good. Yes. Evelyn also put 8 in the chat. So it's going to be 8. Why 8? Because, yeah, this one will become 64, guys. So the square root of 64 will be 8. Is it easy so far? I think we have 2 more of this kind. Yeah. Nice. Oh, how come it didn't record? Maybe I need to refresh it again. And if you guys are missing work in Delta Math, even if let's say you miss the lesson, if you're stuck with something and then you click on show example, it will show you a video or an example that's directly related to the problem you're solving. Yep, so it's not like a random video you gotta watch and waste time on, It will really help you solve the original problem. So make sure you guys try that. Okay, so now let's do it again. So y is equal to, you plug in that 47 for x, you add them up, and then get the final answer. I need help. Sam said 9. What about the others? If you're getting 9, can you type it in? 9. Let's try 9. Yay! Very good. Alright, good morning if you just joined right now. We are in Delta Math, so go hurry and open your Delta Math. We just finished the first 4. Well, at least they're easy ones, so you can try to catch up on that later on. Okay, now we're going to do some interesting ones. So if you just joined right now, please hurry up a little bit, open your Delta. Okay. Alright, so we're going to solve this at the same time, write down the steps, okay? So on your notebook, if you have any, I'm going to write down the steps in, what do you call this? In square root equations. So to solve, why did I put equations? That's a good one. Square root equations. Equations. Okay, so to solve square root equations, the first thing that we have to do is, number 1, you have to separate the radical sign. Yep, where you have an expression underneath it. Okay, so separate the expression. Yeah, you have to separate it from the constants, just like what we did before. And then after that, you have to square both sides. Now, what does that mean? Square means like you raise it to the power 2, like what I'm doing now. Square, like that, both sides. Yeah, okay, and then you're going to cancel the square root and the square. Because the opposite of square root is squaring it. And then after that, you have to get the x by itself. So we're going to do all these to solve an equation that looks like what we're doing now. So let's start with 7x plus root 40. Wrong, I wrote it wrong. Oh no. Okay, so root of 7x plus 43 minus 3 is equal to 5. Okay, remember our first step is it has to be just the expression on its own. So you have to move that 3 over and change it to positive 3. There you go. Alright. Okay, so that will become square root of 7x plus 43 equals 8. Okay, so now that this guy is alone, it says square both sides. So what does that mean? You put parentheses around this, and then you put parentheses around this, and square them. Whatever you do to the left, you gotta do to the right. Okay. So step 3, you have to cancel the radical and the power 2. Well, don't cancel it here because there's no radical, yeah? You're only going to cancel on this side. So cancel this one, and then cancel this one. Okay, so now you're going to bring that down. So 7x plus 43 equals, what's 8 times 8? 8 times 8 is 64. So now it looks like just a simple equation, right? So once you have taken out the power 2 and the radical, and you have simplified this, you just need to get the x by itself. And how are you going to do that? Well, you just do your magic tricks, like move them, right? So 7x is equal to, how much is that? 21, right? And then you divide both sides by 7. So your x is equal to how much? 3. So x is equal to 3. Okay, and then you put it in here and then submit your answer. There you go. And it shows you its solution also there at the bottom. Okay, I'll give you some time to kind of digest that. Do you have any questions? Is there a step that you did it get very well, so you can ask me now. So we don't like move on with you still being confused about it. Any questions? Any questions? No? No? Okay. Alright, I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna clear the ink. Alright, next section. Okay, same thing, right? It has a radical and then a number. So don't forget, you have to separate the radical first. So let's solve that. Square root of 6x plus 69 plus 8 equals 17. Okay, first you subtract this 8 over here, right? So you get square root of 6x plus 69. What would that be? That's going to be 9, yeah? Alright, and then what's the next step? You have to, once you separated this square root here, you just have to square both sides. Okay, and then you're going to cancel the slingshot and the power 2 and bring down the 6x plus 69 and then 81, because 9 times 9 is 81. Yeah? Okay, now can you help me find x? You should be able to take it from here. You're just going to move the numbers around. Take away 69. Uh-huh. So what would that be? I think that's 12. What's your final answer? What's x equal to? Final answer? 2. Very good, Shalia. Yep. 12 divided by 6 is 2. Clear that one. There you go. And it shows you the solution over there too. It shows you the complete solution. Okay. Alright, now can you try this first on your own? I'll give you 3 minutes to give me the right answer. Try it first on your own. Write it down. So try out this question first on your own. Two minutes. Give it a try. I know you can do it. Come on. And hi guys, just a quick reminder for some of you who are not getting at least 25% of our chapters learning targets, please continue working on your stuff. You don't have to finish all the assignments. You just need to get 25% of the learning targets. What does that mean? We have 5 chapters. If you could try to pass at least, 25% of those chapters, you will get a passing grade. No summer for you. You're going to move up to geometry. You're going to be on track for graduation. Yep. So why zoom in summer when you can just get your grade now, right? Okay. 9. Emily said 9. Did everybody else get 9? What other answer you guys got? What other answers did you guys get? Okay, I'm gonna try the 9. Although, yeah, let's try. Ooh, Emily was right. Wait, so for all classes, you just need 25%. No, not necessarily. But for math, Kyle, I'm using the Mastery Learning grading. Yep, so you have to ask your teacher what, the grading system that she's using. Yeah, I'm using Mastery Learning and grading, so that means it's every 25% increase. What does that mean? So pretty much like A, B, C, D, like 25, 50, 75, 100. Yep. So we don't penalize you for assignments that you have not done yet. Yes, although you see the zeros there, yeah, but they don't count towards, yep, the final grade. But you have to pass at least 25% of all the chapters. So since we have what, six chapters, if you pass, you know, if you pass one, two chapters, you pass the whole course. Uh-huh. No, it's not that I mean, like, we cover all the chapters. I'm not like skipping any. Yes. So there is this new grading system that the district is, you know, trying out. It's up to teachers whether they want to use it or not. Mm-hmm. But since all of you have unlimited attempts anyway to do the assignments, so I might as well use that one, like during remote learning, correct? Mm-hmm. So some of your classmates, they only finish if there are 10 assignments in a chapter, they only finish like 3 or 4. So if they only do like 3 or 4 per chapter, they see that they're still getting a D grade. So they're passing. Yeah. So if you don't zoom on a particular day and you don't do the work, like find another work in that chapter that you could do. So you don't have to finish all 10 in chapter 6. Yes. So if you could just do 1/4 of those in chapter 6, yes, it will give you a passing grade. So it will only give you a grade based on the ones that you tried. But of course, if you didn't try, then you don't have anything at all, right? Yes. Okay. And I think that's what they're going to use for well, I don't know if they're going to use it for all the years. I mean, moving forward. I don't know. Yeah, it depends. Whoa! You're done. Okay, I talked too much, huh? Maybe. You're done. X is equal to 1? 1 or 1/4? I see two answers right now. So I will try 1 first because Shalia said 1 and then Luis has 1/4. Let's see. Ooh! Yeah! Okay, so you move the 12 over. You got 3. Square the 3, that's 9. You bring down the 8x minus 1. That's perfect, Shalia. Louise, is that 1/4 for the next one or this? If you got 1/4, honey, you gotta retry it. Yep. Shalia's 1 turned out to be right. Ah, too sad. I know, like little things like that. I know. It's okay, honey. Okay, try this. Try this. Oh, now it's different. It's harder. I think we should do it together. Okay, so square root of 52 minus 6x equals x minus 10. Oh, look at that. It now has a variable right there. Do you have to move it to the left? Yes or no? Do you have to move this to the left? Yes or no? Other questions? Other answers? No? Sorry, Kyle, what was that? So do you have to move this to the left side? The answer is no. Leave it alone over there. Why? Because we need to separate the square root, remember? We need to separate this guy right here. So leave that guy alone. It's selfish. It doesn't want to share its side with somebody that doesn't have a radical. Okay, so if it is already separated, what you're going to do is you have to square both sides. Like that. You have to square both sides. And that means you can cancel this radical and the power 2 as usual. So now we have 52 minus 6x. Okay, now we have a problem. This is not as simple as 9 times 9, 6 times 6. How are you going to do this? How are you going to do this? If you're squaring something, remember I taught you the box method, but I'm not going to ask you to do the box method right now. I'm going to teach you a shortcut now. Because the box method is so 4 chapters ago? That's so long time ago. Okay, so what's a shortcut? Yep, you're expecting 3 answers for this one. 1, 2, 3. So first, square the a, like a times a. So that's a squared. Next, you go b times b. So that's positive b squared, because negative times negative is positive. But how do you know whether this is positive or negative? Well, you copy the sign of the original problem, so that's negative. Okay, and then now do your McDonald's right here. 2 times b is 2b, times a is 2ab. So 2ab. Did you get the pattern? Or no? Well, let's try that here. So how do you square x minus 10 to the second power? So square this, right? So that's x squared. You square the 10. What's 10 times 10? 100. But it's always positive because negative times negative is positive. And then to get the middle one, you do your McDonald's. 2 times 10 is 20. 20 times x is 20x. And then you put the negative sign because it's negative. So that's a shortcut. So this one will become x squared minus 20x plus 100. Of course, if you get confused, there's nothing from stopping you to, use your box method. Yep. That's x times x is x squared, negative 10x, positive 100. So that's where your negative 20x is coming from. But if you remember the shortcut, 2 times the number times the variable, you're going to have this. Alright. Okay, so now we're going to move everything. You're going to make this one 0 equals. So subtract the 52 from here. And then subtract, no, not subtract because it's minus. You have to add the 6x underneath the 20. Okay, so now let's get the final form. X squared, negative 20 plus 6 is negative 14x. And then 100 minus 52 is 48. My bad, I put 5. Plus 48. There you go. Okay, so how do we go from there? Remember your project, your foldable? It tells you how you can solve quadratic equations, right? Now this one I think is factorable. Correct? Can you find me 2 numbers that multiply to 48? So when you add them, you get 14. What numbers multiply to 48? So when you add them, you get 14. Or negative 14. What 2 numbers times 24? 24 times 2? I don't think 24 times 2 work because when you add them, you don't get 14. Try again. 6 times 8. Very good. And if you go 6 plus 8, make them both negative, you have negative 14, right? Okay, so 6 times 8 is 48 when you add them. Negative 6 and negative 8 is negative 14. So then we got our answers already. 0 is equal to, factor this one. How do you factor? X minus the 6 and then x minus the 8. Okay, so then you get the opposite of each one. X minus 6 is equal to 0, so x is equal to 6. If you know the shortcut, just get the opposite. Yeah. So this is negative 8. You take it out of the parentheses, so x is equal to 8. Okay, but you know, these kinds of functions are deceiving. I know, they're deceiving. Why? Because they make you solve them, and then when you plug them in, nothing works. Well, what does that mean? Let's try. Look it. If you make this 6, 6 minus 10 is negative 4, right? Now try this. The square root of, let's put 6 in, 52 minus, what is 6 times 6? That's 36, right? So 52 minus 36, this is negative 4. So what's the square root of, what's 52 minus 36? This is 16? Okay. So what's the square root of 16? It's positive 4, right? And then the right-hand side is negative 4. That's false. That's false. Did we solve it? Yes. But when we plug it in, it didn't work. So we're going to reject this one. It's not an answer. Yes, when you go to Algebra 2, you will call that extraneous. Yep. Extraneous solution. Something like that. Okay. So let's try the other one. Let's try 8. So 8 minus 10 is negative 2. Is that possible? Well, let's try to match them. 52 minus 6 times 8. How much is that? 52 minus 48. And that's the square root of 4 again. Is that equal? No. That's another false. So we're going to reject this guy again. So then what happened? We rejected both. So just submit your answer. Don't write anything on it. Click yes, and you will get it right. So what's the reason for that? It's because we solved for it, but it turned out that both of the answers that we got make the equation false. Yep. So when you get two answers like this, you have to check them. It's a must. Because, yeah, see, that's the word I was trying to write. Extraneous solutions or roots. Right? So they appear to be the solutions, but when you plug them in, it turns out they're deceiving us. Okay, so that's for the number 9. Refresh your thing right here. Did you type in anything? Don't type in anything, okay? And then submit it. Huh? Yeah, don't type in anything. Click submit. Did it work? No? Now click this round button over here, because it did the same thing to me earlier. You see this one? It worked now? Okay, there you go. So that's what you do if it doesn't have, if you reject both of your answers. Just submit it without writing anything on the blank. Yep. Okay, next section. Last one, right? I think this is the last one. Okay, so let's finish it up. Is equal to x plus 8. Alright. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing again. Square, square, then you cancel, then bring it down. Okay, remember the shortcut I taught you for this one? So first you go x times x is x squared. And then you go 8 times 8 is 64, right? And then now you're gonna do your McDonald's. So what do I put in the middle? You do 2 times this times this. So what's the combination in the middle? What am I gonna put here? You go 2 times that number, whatever that is, and then you times it again to the variable. So what's the number and variable in the middle? What am I gonna type in the middle? Anyone? 16x. And how do you know if it's positive or negative? You copy the sign. There you go. So 2 times 8 is 16 times the x is 16x. There you go. And you copy whatever sign you have in the middle. Okay, so now we are going to move them around again. You move the 7x right here. You subtract the 46 right there. Since we remove everything from the right hand side, that's going to be 0. Is x squared, what is this? 16 minus 7, that's a 9x. And then 64 minus 46, that's going to be 18. Okay. Now those are some nice numbers. You do the same thing again. You factor. Can you find me 2 numbers that times to 18, but when you add or subtract, they become 9? Find me 2 numbers that multiply to 18, but when you add or subtract, you get 9. 3 and 6, that's nice. Yeah, because 3 times 6 is 18, and then 3 plus 6 is 9. Okay, so then we get 0 is x minus 3. No, not minus, plus. I'm wrong. Because that's plus. And then x plus 6. So now get the opposite. Get the opposite. Change the sign. So x is equal to negative 3 and x is equal to negative 6. And if you try both of them, you will, yes. Mommy? Okay. There you go. Thank you. Alright. So negative 3 and then negative 6. So both of them will work this time. Yeah, so either none works or both work or only one works. Okay. So submit. I just skip the checking part because it will show it here. You see that? So if you check it, it works. If you check the other one, it also works. Yep. So when you're factoring like this, you have to check the solutions. So both of them are working. All right. So do you guys have any questions? That is our third to the last lesson. We are almost done. Yes, so I just need to catch up by copying all your scores down into, into Schoology. I've been really busy lately. Yes, we are done. So you have a little bit more of time. If you have any makeup work, please use this time to catch up on them. And I will discuss your final project next week. I will not give you a final exam, but you will have a project instead. So I will talk to you about that next week. Yes. All right. So let's call it a day. You guys have fun. Enjoy your weekend and do makeup work, okay? You don't have to stay. I'm gonna be like hanging out here to answer your questions if you have any. But if you don't need anything from me, you could go. Have a good weekend. Bye. Bye. You too, honey. Have fun.